All right, all right. Well,
What
sorry
was
about
the
that.
issue?
Well, I mean, I logged on and clicked all the buttons that I'm supposed to click, and it wasn't show. You couldn't hear
Okay.
me. I could hear you though. I could hear
Okay,
you
you could
clearly.
hear me, but we need to
So
hear
whatever,
each other.
whatever
Right?
it is, whatever
Yeah,
it is,
it's
we figured it out. That's
yeah, there you go. That's an attitude of a trader. And persistence and not giving up. So
yeah, yeah.
have you used Zoom before, George?
Have I used Zoom before?
Zoom.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so you can share your screen and we could get going.
Sure. Here we go. Let's go. I was about to say, you guys are not gonna get rid of me that quickly. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
coming
and
at.
I wanted to talk to you about you use Renko and Wix, which is kind of a lot of people that use Renko use it because they don't want the Wix, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, you're
Wanted,
cutting off a little bit though, so I'm getting bits and pieces of what you're saying, but
oh, you're not hearing me well?
yeah, you're cutting off a little bit, but we can make it work. So let's just
We could always reschedule, George. Maybe it's just the day.
a
It's up to
technical
you.
issue. Um, I mean, I'd like to talk to you and
Okay.
your audience. So let's
Okay.
let's make it happen.
All right. So I went to your website
Okay.
and I saw you broke in with a hedge fund. Why don't you tell us what you were doing before a hedge fund invited you to be part of their team, and a little bit about your journey.
Oh, the journey. Okay. Well, before we start, I just wanted to kind of thank you for taking the time today and invite me to be part of your family. I've been watching you and following your content for quite some years, and what draws me to what you do is that positive vibe that you put out every morning in your affirmations that you put out on Twitter. So I just wanted to
Oh,
kind of thank you for that because it literally it puts a smile on my face.
you're
So
very. I'm glad to share those, George. I'm glad that it feeds you.
yeah, it sure does. And as far
Okay.
as my journey, it's started in '98. A friend of mine told me, "Hey, do you know about the golden rule?" I was like, "What is the golden rule?" Uh, and he goes, "The man with the gold makes the rule." I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I want to be part of that one. And I was getting out of college and I was, looking for a path in life. And I saw this magazine called Inc. magazine, and they talked about the lifestyle of a trader. And I was like, man, that seems like a good path to go. How hard could it be? Of course, how hard could it
Right.
be? You start off thinking, this is going to be easy. Then you figure out that there's a lot of skill that is required to actually become an effective trader. So I started my journey because of that thought process. And it took me to initially starting to trade my capital with limited success. It wasn't even my capital. I borrowed that capital initially. Then I started producing some success and I got hired on with a hedge fund as a junior trader. And I moved through the ranks to eventually became the head trader of that firm. That journey lasted about 4.5 years before the owner of the firm decided to do something else. I learned a lot from that. And one of the things that I truly changed my life as a trader, and I learned so much from it, is an idea. And the idea is money loves structure. And that
Interesting.
somebody, that the owner told me that his name is Mike Van Haas, a very smart, successful entrepreneur. He told me money loves structure. And I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, I know it's profound, but I can't yet understand what you're telling me. Like, how does
What
money
is
love structure?
structure?
What is
Yeah.
structure? You know?
Uh-huh.
So he goes, listen, anything that you want to be great at, not good at, great at, you have to put a structure around every aspect of it to where it becomes efficient and it becomes a muscle memory. Then you won't have to think about it because it becomes part of your your universe, and it's becomes part of your flow.
You create your
And I was
own
like,
paradigm.
and it just becomes a muscle memory, like part of how your mind work. I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. So how do I apply that to trading? Okay, because that's the path in life that I chose for myself. And he goes, okay, well, dissect every aspect of your trading and put an efficiency in. So that is the moment in my trading life that shifted it all, because I stopped looking at it as I'm in front of a casino looking to see how I'm going to get lucky today. And it became a business where every aspect of it is under my personal control. And I can craft my path as I wish. So, for example, before the winning in trading starts in the morning, and how it starts is the moment you wake up. So what do you do the moment you wake up? I drink a cup of water. So this way my body can flush toxins and I become more clear mentally. I chop up and eat a clove of garlic, because that will pump you up with a lot of, it thins your blood if you looked into it, or when you look into it,
Okay.
it thins your blood, and your circulation in your body will start.
It also keeps away algos and vampires.
Here you go.
Right?
Here you go. Absolutely. Somebody told me that too, and keep your good friends away from me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Then I go into stretching, 20 minutes worth of workout, then 20 minutes of breathing and Vipassana meditation, which I've been a Vipassana meditator for the past 15 years. And that's
What kind of
another,
meditation, George?
it's called Vipassana.
Okay.
Vipassana meditation. Look it up. It's very intriguing. It's actually, you go to a meditation hall for 10 days and you're isolated from the world. You can't basically talk to anybody. They call it
Okay.
noble silence. And
Right.
they teach you how to meditate, and you do it in complete isolation. So that also had the harmony trading system came to me from that experience, actually.
Wow.
So
What a ritual that
it
you
is
have
a
in the
ritual.
morning. Yeah.
Absolutely. So then after that, I go and watch an affirmation video that I put together that puts my mind in a state of, I am going to be successful today. I'm going to make money today. I'm going to make good decisions today. No matter what happens today, I have control over my reaction to it. And I'm going to be okay. I'm just going to keep doing this process over and over. And the beauty is, the day has not even started. I start this process at 2 hours before the cash market open. And once the cash market open, I am qualified myself to become a trader. If any of what I've just said earlier does not happen, that automatically disqualifies me from participating in the market, because I am not 100% ready to engage it, because
What
I am
time
not
do you get up in the
100%.
morning, George?
Go ahead.
What time do you get up in the morning to do this?
The earlier the better, typically 5 o'clock
Okay.
Central Time.
And how long does going through this discipline that you have before you start trading take?
How long does it take? It takes probably about an hour and a half
Okay.
to do.
Okay,
And
so you're ready
to me,
by
it's very
the I don't know what time zone you're in, by the New York
central.
Open or what?
By
6:30
the New
is
York Opens, correct. So Central
okay.
Time. So 8:30, which is 9:30 your time, right?
Okay.
That's by that time. So about 7 o'clock your time, about
Right.
2 to 2.5 hours. And the idea here that I'm trying to communicate to your audience is have structure. And the structure is not just your trading structure, but how you get into this zone of flow, of zone of you are most effective Athletes,
I think athletes call it
very
a peak performance state.
athletes.
Athletes, yeah.
Absolutely. And every single one of them has a ritual that's similar to this in some way. Obviously, they'll customize it according to the sport they're playing. In my case, the sport I'm playing is trading. They could be playing basketball or football or whatever, but the principles are the same in many ways. Is before you actually do the physical aspect of your profession or sport, you have to have the mental aspect of it. Well structured, under control, and well practiced. So once all that is, once I qualify myself to be a trader, if I don't do any of this stuff, I'm done for the day. I'm not trading. I would go into looking at the market. It takes me about 5 minutes to look at the landscape and say, okay, I understand it. Okay, then from 8:30 Central to 9, that first half an hour of what the market open, the cash market open, I am watching, listening, and breathing, and just watching what this market is doing, watching who's getting trapped and why, how is the market behaving, how the market is expanding or contracting, and literally I'm quiet and I'm just listening to the vibration of this market. And once that half an hour pass, I have enough information, in my opinion, to start going into the next phase of this trading day, which is
George, I've been asking or recommending people teaching that people ask this question when they're looking at the markets before they do a trade, wondering if you do. Where are the stops?
okay.
Do you ask yourself that question?
It's absolutely. I mean, that's part of the trading. Part of dissecting your trading plan is to understand your risk. So
No, where are the stops in the market? Not where are you going to place yours? When I look at a market, I'm trying to figure out who's vulnerable. I'm looking at swing highs and lows where people say, Dale, where are the stops? And I go, well, all you have to do is pretend you're short and tell me where you would put your buy stop, and 90% of people would put it over the same high. And I go, well, that's where everyone's is.
Yeah, and in many ways, that's how the market constantly is moving. It's seeking these stops, and the answer that I give our traders, the Harmony Trading System, is typically the most recent low is where people put their stops as well.
Right.
So they need to kind of factor that into their trading and watch for that to actually happen, and see what the market is doing there, because the probability is the market run through the stops and reverse, because it's just done consuming those levels of participants. But as far as to answer that question is typically the most recent lows or most recent highs are where people are parking their orders.
Okay.
And that's
Can
a
I
factor.
ask you? Can I ask you how you came to, instead of using bars or candles, how you came to choose this chart style of Renko candles?
Absolutely. I've tried just about every type of manifestation of price action, and from time to Renko to XO to just name it, and I've tried it through my experimentation. I found that Renko bar with wicks manifests the best possible set of information that I can feel comfortable consuming. And I found out from trading that my goal is to capture momentum and capture motion. And the only focus that I need is to focus on that versus, for example, time. Like there's a lot of, excuse me, let me drink some water here. A lot of people use time charts, and that's fine if it gives you all the information you feel like you need. For me, I rather take that element of time out of the equation and just focus on motion. So, for example, this is a 20 NT Rinko. The 20 NT Rinko reflects a 10-point move in NASDAQ 100. So sometimes that will take a minute to build. Sometimes it takes half an hour. The amount of time it takes is not relevant to me. What's relevant is that event and that behavior presents itself. So,
What time frames are you using here on these wrinkles?
and that's the thing. There's no time. There's no time frame.
Okay, so it's
It's
just a kind of like a tick chart. It's everything that's happening. It's not 1 minute. It's all the
no.
turn. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, zero time involvement because, okay, another thing in trading, you're looking to reduce noise in your decision-making process.
Yeah.
So if I'm looking at motion in the market, then I'm looking at noise. Excuse me, looking at motion, then I'm looking at time. Then I'm looking at two elements. If one of them is not relevant to me, then I cut my noise by half and I'm
Right.
only looking at motion. and and
Interesting.
and in trading to kind of continually be consistent and successful, the idea of reducing noise into your signal is going to be very paramount as you go forward in your journey as a trader. You want to simplify it as much as possible, and you want to reduce the noise to where your decision becomes automatic, quick, and decisive. So,
Okay.
so after that 9 o'clock, when I watch the market, I start going through the process of trading, and the way I look at it is fairly simple. I'll give you an example here. If everybody's watching my trades or my screen here, is I'm looking at a shift in the personality of the market. So I want to know if the participants and their mood changed from negative to positive. So this cloud is a negative cloud, meaning that the market was shifting lower. Now it shifted long. The moment it shifted, it gave me a green dot, and that just telling me that the personality is changing. Once that happened, I have a five-step process, and everything that I do has to be a rule-based thought process. It's not subject to my emotions. In trading, the biggest impairment to trading success is you interject your own emotions into the equation, and your decisions become clouded. So I needed to systemize everything that I do from the morning when I wake up all the way to the decision of pulling the trigger. So
And is
here,
this a proprietary
absolutely,
charting package where your dots are based upon coding that you've done or hired someone to
I
do?
developed every aspect of that equation. So all these lines that shows targets 1 through 5, that's harmony targeting system. The cloud
Okay.
and shifting them, the logic of that is done by us.
Quite a
And
renaissance man you are, George.
uh, trading is my passion, and I committed through
Do
my
you dream
life.
about trades?
I dream about it. I wake up thinking about it. I talked to my wife about it, and stopped talking to me for a while. She was like,
Yeah, okay.
"Okay." So
I know what that's like. All
it
right.
is an absolute obsession.
All right. Okay.
So here, um, uh, basically, the decision is the market shifted. I'm looking to for a pullback and a reversal that tells me that the market is long, and my entry will be, excuse me, is right here at 623. That's where the signal will generate. And then I'm looking for target 1, 2, and 3. And sometimes you'll get the market that runs to target 4 and 5. Your stop is where that 610. So every aspect of this is telling you where to enter, where your targets are and why, and where's your stop and why.
So this is a live trade happening right now, right?
This is a live trade that's going on right now.
Wow.
Yeah, everything is automated and everything is structured. So you can. The only thing that I do at this moment is click the button and entry. And once the entry is done, I do what a monkey does, which is walk away. Push the button, walk away. And what that means to me is I am the decision has been made, and everything else needs to be automated to continue to preserve my edge, so that
Okay, so there's target one. Do you take partials on a trade like that at target one, target two, and target three? Are you coming out in thirds and then moving your stop as the market moves in your favor?
I found that you're better off taking full in, full out.
Oh, okay.
Statistically, I was surprised to
I am.
find that would be a better approach than trying to piece out. So if I take, for example, target one consistently with 3 contracts, I do better than if I go break even and try to run for target two and target three. And that was
Okay.
the most surprising part of running
That surprises me.
statistical analysis, because
Yeah,
logically you would think that it should be where you should let your runners kind of run. But
right.
if you when you define the market for what it is, like for example, if we have an expansion in volatility, automatically I'll start looking for target number 3. And when we get to hyper active market, I go to target 4 and 5 and just stay there. So meaning I will put an entry and look for the target. I found that to be more monetarily effective than on a daily basis look to get one contract and go for the next one. Now, traders have different personality, and this system is flexible enough to where however you want to do it, you can do it. If you want to just
Okay.
get to target number 1, punch out one contract and go for target number 2. Hey, it's your world. You do as you wish, but
Okay.
but that's an effective. Another part of this equation is channel analysis, which we were very heavy in. That is once we have this automatically look at that. The market is running up to target
Yep.
number 3.
Target three.
So the first and look how they're reacting to the target.
Yeah. They
They're
reacted pretty good from the buy too.
from the buy. So right
Yeah.
here that's what we call an inception trade. So
Yeah.
that's the every trend has an inception point, and that's the inception of that trade, of that wave of buyers. Then you have what we call a first continuation, and we have 5 signals, that we teach our harmony traders, how to interact with the market through those 5 signals. And once they learn them, they pick one that they become very effective at, and their personality, it fits their personality, and that's the one that they dedicate their time expanding and trading and
It's
profiting
interesting
from.
you say fits your personality because you know who Jack Schwager is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay, so I
yeah,
interviewed him and I
absolutely. And
said, Jack, what's the most important advice you could give traders? And he said, find a trading style that fits your personality. So, you know,
absolutely.
and he's,
Absolutely.
interviewed all the legends.
And
So,
and you
yeah,
know what? You don't have to be good at everything in trading. You just have to be very, very good at one thing and
I agree.
make a living off of it. You
And
don't
you
have
don't have
to.
to be in 100 markets either. It only takes one, right?
No, 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 no. I trade 90% of my trading happens in NQ. 90% of it. I am a specialist in NQ. I breathe it on a daily basis. I can tell you the average rotation of it, when it's expanding, when it's contracting, how it moves. It runs in 5 to 7 candle moves, then it pauses. I understand the personality because I spent a lot of time with that personality, and we became very acquainted. So when you're trading, if you're jumping from one pool of money to the other, you will be at a disadvantage to somebody that is just trading as a specialist, NQ or crude oil or YM. So that's another advice that I would part to your audience is, don't try to be jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Be a master of one, and don't trade every instrument. Be very, very good at one, and understand that money loves structure, and trading is a high performance sport. So be ready. So
I
that's
tell you,
kind
this
of.
was a great interview, George.
Oh, well, thank you.
I,
Thank you for
um,
having me.
yeah, you know why? I'm sure after people see the recording, or our viewers that are here watching it right now, they probably want to know, after seeing this demonstration, how they could reach you.
Absolutely.
So
So
why
you
don't you
can
show your
get.
website and
Absolutely. So let me share with you my website. And actually, I'm going to extend everybody a 1 month trial in our room so they could come in and see exactly how we do it, day in, day out. And Harmony Trading System. Let me type this in. Give me a second. So,
probably have to
yeah,
be a new share?
let's see here. I think you could see me. Here we go. So type in harmonytrading.com and come. That's. I was a lot younger then, and
Okay.
you could sign up right here and get a one month trial with us in the room. And actually, I have a link that I can give your audience that they can join us today and see the room as well.
Go ahead, post it in the chat.
Let me see where the chat, a Q&A. Here you go. I think that's it. No, that's.
And George, you know, I'd really like to thank you for your patience with, I'm low tech or no tech anyway. So your patience for sticking around, and really a fascinating presentation. I learned some things from you. Certain things were reinforced, and you know what happens after you survive your first interview with me?
What happens?
You become my trading warrior brother.
All right. I am very proud and very happy to be part of your family. And I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
and
I've been watching you for some time, and I do appreciate all the great content that you put out there. It's a great contribution to the trader and investor community. So thank you very much.
okay, and I really want to thank you for coming here and tell people, give George a shot. I mean, that was an excellent demonstration of live trading. Doesn't happen much in here, and shows that you walk your talk. And
Absolutely.
I
And
want to
thank you
thank
very
you,
much.
George.
Absolutely.
And
And
you know what? Here's something interesting. If you follow George's ritual, and you're going to have longevity, because you're going to, it's hard to stay healthy with all of this stress that it takes on the journey of becoming a trader. And the worst case scenarios, you follow George's holistic approach, which includes your lifestyle besides trading. I'd rather be healthy and broke than rich and sick
Dale, I like to be healthy and
and rich.
wealthy
That
and
rhyme.
and happy.
Oh,
And that's my goal every single
all right.
day.
All right, man. Well, I'm happy I met you, George. Thank you so
That's-
much
Thank
for
you.
coming in here today. And I don't have to wish you luck, because you have skills. So thank you, George.
Okay. Have a blessed day.
You too,
All right.
buddy.
Bye bye.
All right, everyone, that's a wrap. So glad I hung around for George and had a chance to listen to him and check him out. And we'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. And that's a wrap. And also remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And we'll see you on F.A.C.E tomorrow. You're very welcome. Adios.